Good morning, 7th grade. So this week we are going to focus on getting you ready for 8th grade. So we're going to start talking about equations with variables on both sides. In this video, we're going to talk about 4 different ways that you can solve this question. Again, there's going to be multiple ways. So this is going to be way number 1. So I'm going to put a little 1 up here. This is method number 1. So again, when we are attacking the equations with variables on both sides, you want to get it to a 2-step equation or all the way down to a 1-step equation so you can get x by itself. So some things we need to remember are that this equal sign creates an invisible fence between our numbers, and we're going to pick something to move over to the other side again to get it to look like a 2-step equation. Remember, that's our goal because you guys are rock stars at 2-step equations. So the first thing I want to do is I want to take a look and make sure that I don't have anything that can be combined together that are like terms. So I see I've got a 4x, a minus 6 equals an x plus 9. Well, something I got to remember is that this is really a 1x. There's that invisible 1, and if there's an invisible 1, it's a positive 1x. So that can be the first thing that I can move over because I think, I've got a positive 1x, so I could do minus 1x. Again, what you do to one side, you do to the other to keep that balanced, and then that's going to cancel out. So if I write what I have left, 4x minus 1x, that gives me 3x. Nothing combined with the minus 6, so that gets brought down. And then I've got my 9 on the right-hand side. And there I have a 2-step equation, which just like we did before. Circle the variable and bring it on down. 3x. I have this minus 6 here, so I need to add 6 to both sides to get this to cancel out. And that's going to give me 15. 9 plus 6 is 15. So 3x equals 15. Divide by 3. Handy dandy calculator or mental math. X is going to equal 5. So again, by moving one of the variables over to the other side, that's one way to solve this equation. So I'm going to show you another way using a different piece moving it that you'll still end up getting the exact same thing. Alrighty, so let's start fresh. So I see this is going to be way number 2 to get this done. So again, exact same question. I've got 4x minus 6 equals x plus 9, remembering that that equal sign creates an invisible fence between my two sides, and I have to pick something to move over. So when I look at what I want to move over, let's just try something from the other side. So I see here that I've got a plus 9, so the opposite of plus 9 is going to be minus 9, and I'm like, okay, perfect. I've got minus 9 on one side of my seesaw, minus 9 on the other. This is going to cancel out. Alrighty, let's see what I'm left with. Well, I've got 4x. There's no x's on that left-hand side. I see negative or minus 6 minus 9. Negative 6 minus 9 gives me a negative 15. And then I'm going to be left with a singular x on this side. So, okay, I've gotten the singular number by itself. That's good to go. But I still have a variable on both sides. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move one of them over. And I'm going to say, okay, well, if I already have the number again on this side good to go, how about I subtract the 4x and move that over? So again, that's going to cancel out. I've got negative 15 equals 1 minus 4 is negative 3x. Divide by negative 3 on both sides, and x is going to equal 5. So whether I moved the x or I moved the 9, I'm still ending up with the same answer. So again, let's try it with moving those other 2 pieces as well. Alrighty, exact same question. I have my equal sign that splits my equation up into 2 pieces, a left side and a right side. So we already worked on moving the x, we moved the 9. Let's try moving the 6. So I see I have a minus 6. Well, the opposite of minus 6 is plus 6, and that's going to be a like term with the 9. So we're going to combine those together. Negative 6 plus 6 is going to go away. Which on the left-hand side, that leaves me with 4x. And since the 6 is canceled out, there's nothing left. I'm left with that 1x from right here, and then at 9 plus 6 gives me a positive 15. So again, I have my number all squared away. That's good to go. I need to take care of my variables and move them over to one side. Since the number's on the right, how about I put the variable on the left? So I see I've got 1x. Opposite of positive 1 is a negative 1x to get it to cancel out. And again, I end up with 3x equals 15, dividing by 3 on both sides, x ends up with 5. So again, by moving that -6 out of the way first, I still ended up with the exact same thing. That's method number 3. Alrighty, and let's do last but not least, let's do it if I would move the 4 instead of the 6. Again, exact same question, creating my 2 different sides of my 2-step equation. And let's move the 4x. So the opposite of positive 4x would be a minus 4x to get it to cancel out and go to 0. So I have to minus 4x on this side. And I say, okay, well, I'm left with a minus 6 over here. 1x minus 4x gives me a negative 3x plus 9. Got to get that variable by itself. Minus 9 on both sides gives me a negative 15. Negative 3x because this went away. Divide by negative 3. I'm still going to end up with x equals 5, and that's with method number 4. So as you guys can see, as we go back over these, it can get a little confusing, and you might look a little bit different as you're solving through, but no matter which piece you choose to move first, you are going to end up with the same answer. So as long as you're making sure to do the exact same thing on both sides and put variables on one side and constants or numbers on the other, you are going to be good to go. In the next video, there's going to be an example that you try on your own, and again, I'll show you the different ways to do it. Please email me if you have any questions. Again, we're taking an equation and we're trying to get the variables on one side and the numbers on the other.